So, welcome everyone. I am Henry Lepler, and I'm just outside of Boulder, Colorado in Longmont. And you are now in the connection field. And I welcome you. And thank you for joining us in the connection field, an ever-expanding field of love and resonance for the good of the whole. This is a loving, inclusive space to be authentic and expand in heart resonance, in embodied wholeness and meaningful connection. Join us, create online community and coherence for the good of the whole. And for those of you, if any of you don't know how to connect and receive a weekly digest of what's happening, because there are many happenings here throughout the day, and in the evenings are some special events. If you go to goodofthewhole.org, you will see a place where you can click to, if you like, to receive the schedule, which is evolving and changing. And the sound connection, as I perceive it, is a time to relax and release tension and stress in a supportive space with others in the connection field. So there will be a heart attunement, inspiration, relaxation, and healing sound. And I will invite you, or even you can begin now, but maybe not fully, to just be comfortable for this time. I envision this as a time to relax, maybe even to get cozy. And when we do get into the sound, but I'll do some relaxation before, then yes, I'll invite you to just be cozy and receive. And my understanding, or my invitation when I will be doing the sound part, will be to know that you will receive from the sounds in the way that is right for you. One line that I like to begin my sound experiences and journeys is that we are all made of music. That the different parts of our beings, from the organs and systems in our body to our emotions, to our thoughts, to all the different levels of our being, are all different kinds of vibrations that create a symphony of sound. And I also like to say that we are unique expressions of the music of the universe. Just take a minute to think on that, or consider that we are unique expressions of music and the music of the universe. And also just sense and feel where that might bring you. And science tells us that everything in the universe vibrates. So it's all different frequencies and sounds. From the atom, the tiny atom, to the universe itself. And so a part of this is just opening to the healthful expressions of our unique selves and the music that is in us. And when I say that, when I bring that thought out, I can see, sense, and feel different music, different vibrations in myself and in others. So let's just invite you now to just take a few breaths. Let's take a few breaths together. Inhaling light, love, and exhaling whatever tension, stress, or whatever may need to be released. Take easy breaths in and just invite them to be more full breaths in your own rhythm. You can even, if you like, make an ah sound on the exhalation. Inhale. Ah. Good. And now, invite you to do a scan of your body, maybe from your head to your toes, and just open to wherever there's still tight places, or places where you're holding. Often it can be in the shoulders, but wherever it is. And with your breath, gently invite those places to soften. Feel that tension melting away, flowing down to the earth. And now I invite you to open to sensations, feelings. Could be the air against your face, your body. Or the seat that you're sitting on. Maybe even notice as if it were the first time. Good. And notice any sounds from within you or around you. And now I again invite you to make an ah sound on your exhales, and you're on mute, so you don't have to worry what it sounds like. Ah. And I'm going to begin the sound part shortly. So I especially now invite you to get comfortable. And you can, even if you have a place to lie down. And even if you're sitting down, just to move a little bit in some way that helps you to feel cozy. And just know that this time is for you. If you have any cares or concerns, maybe just imagine that you're placing them in a bowl by the door and know that whatever is important you will be able to access at the end of the sound journey. And as I mentioned before, is just to know that you will receive from the sounds in the way that is right for you. There's nowhere else you need to be but here. Just relax. And just pay attention to having easy, deep breaths through this part, letting the energy flow, feeling a spaciousness in your body and in yourselves, and even between yourselves. Breathing in. Give yourselves freedom, relaxation. Invite your body to open. Invite yourself to feel free. allow the sounds to be like a friend.
Henry, I'm kind of led to ask a question. I'm curious as to what may be coming up from people's intuition. And normally when we're on the call, people will speak as to what arises. I'm curious what may be arising in some of the individuals listening to the different sounds, and what's speaking to them and what are they hearing.
Thank you, Ken. We'll actually spend time with that. So just to notice, to be aware, to witness what you're experiencing. And if you also feel drawn to make sounds yourself, I invite you to do that. So you're on mute, so feel comfortable if that feels to just make some gentle sounds, if that's where you're feeling called. Yeah. just be with your experience. Notice. Notice your body. Notice your emotion. Become aware of your mind. Notice. And now notice your spirit. Allow yourself still to receive from these experiences of sound and vibration. And now, and when you feel like it, just gently move your fingers and your toes to feel back into your body. Awaken to the space where you are. Maybe even open your eyes and look around. See what you notice. If anything has changed or looks different. And just stretching a little bit, your shoulders, whatever would like to move now. And as Ken expressed, I invite you to share a little about your experience, maybe even your experience right now or different parts of that sound journey that are especially in your body or in your experience right now.
I was going to say that a lot of the meditation I've done, a lot of times I use a lot of thought or analysis, and then I do some placement. So, like, I'll think a lot about what's the feeling and identifying the feeling. Whereas in this experience, I was trying to avoid all conscious thought. So, when a conscious thought came up, I like let it go and focus on the sounds and it was interesting to have a change towards that experience. So I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. And Vijay, how was that experience for you of being away from your thoughts and analysis. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was very positive to, I was just talking today to someone about how, some people don't have an inner monologue, or they don't have a constant, persistent kind of grinding on the analysis. Oh, this is happening now, that's happening, commentary thinking. So it's given me an experience with that kind of modality of being without needing to comment on it internally. So it was good, very good. It was very different, but different than my normal, but positive feelings. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
What I was present to was seed crystal. And you started this saying about being relaxed. So basically, I was relatively relaxed through the whole thing. And being relaxed, there weren't many thoughts. But the thought that did come up was seed crystal, in the sense that it's like when you put a seed crystal in a supersaturated solution, it'll formulate around that crystal. And in hearing the different sounds, the question I had was, okay, if I said, be present to love, and then you heard the Tibetan bowls, or you heard the gong, or you heard the crystal pyramid, the question is, what impressions of love would surface with those different sounds, because they affect different parts of one's being. And I just thought it would be an interesting experiment to see what arises with the seed crystal for the different sounds and what arises. But I was relaxed, because that's what you said, relax. So I went in relaxed. Anyways, those are just what came up for me.
Thank you.
I feel I'm still in the joy of being in it. I choose to lay down, and sun is sitting here, but it was on my body, on my face. And so I didn't know what we were playing, and I didn't go much into what is it, And so what you just said, Ken, that's what I was experiencing. That I don't know how to name the instrument, but different parts of my body was responding to different instrument and even different notes. Different notes, the movement of that part of the body is like with each hit, it was hitting my body, that part of my body. So and I did start making sounds with you. It was different notes, different pitch, and my body was shaking a lot. So then I went, I don't know, I think there was a time maybe there was no sound. Then I went to, it's like I was going deep, deep, deep down. It's like down the rabbit hole. I was in that silence. I was just going faster. And then the sound started again. But it was, this time was like, I was being warmed from inside, or tuned, I would say. I was tuned. After that silence, I don't know how to explain how different it was. Is like, I don't know, finer, more subtle or something, the feeling and the movement. So, yeah, it's like I feel I am fully relaxed. I feel I am still vibrating in the music, I'm hearing it. And in a way, I'm drunk, I can say that. It's hard to open my eyes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nahid. And with certain instruments, leaving a silent place in between is what is often what people feel can be the most powerful time. So thank you for expressing that. And welcome, Julia, and welcome, Daniel. And anybody else like to share a little about your experience? And
I'll share. Feeling the vibration going all through my body, the different changes in tones, and at times a more dissonant sound, and other times a more harmonic sound. I did find myself toning with you when you started. And somewhere along the line, though, I just went off. I don't know where, but, and then I guess there must have been some silence, but when you started talking, it just brought me back. I was just gone. So I could use these. Oh, they're recorded, yes. I could use these like later in the night for me, like before I go to bed or to put myself to bed. Because now I don't want to do anything. I had, like he said, I had trouble keeping my eyes open and coming back fully. I think part of me just didn't want to. So thank you.
thank you, Karen. And just take it easy, just relax, just allow you to continue to yourself to continue to receive and take in.
There we go. Come on.
So Daniel, how was your experience? Is there anything that you would like to share?
It was relaxing, obviously, because I had that intention of listening, and I do want to say that like it's cool the way that sound can be kind of thought of as like like when you were saying to think of the sounds as friends. It's kind of like the sound when listened, when like considered in of itself, just like without any reference to anything except for the sound that you're hearing in that instant. Um, it's really fascinating how that sort of medium can like kind of be so abstract and yet like understandable, just like the way that medium is perceived when really isolated like that. And so I was trying my best to just do that and isolate it, and sometimes challenging because when my mind kind of goes off in places, but I just bring it back, and it was yeah, it was good. It was nice to do that. You know, it's always nice to explore sound like that. Yeah, and I'm actually curious. I want to ask you, uh, when you're doing that, do you have any like a specific intention that you like? Are you like you're probably just like following whatever comes in the moment? But I'm just curious if you have any kind of like intention or preparation before you do that kind of thing.
Um,
Makes-
first, what you expressed as when we think of them as a friend is partly a way to take ourselves out of our mind,
Mhm.
or at least potentially, unless you start thinking about that. So yes, I have intention. Sometimes I do more, and I even invite people to have their own intention, to have a gentle intention that they bring into that. And I may have some intention as I'm beginning, and I open to who is present, and I open to the energetics of the field of those who are present to hopefully speak to that in some way, to each person and to the whole group. It's a good question. David, how is that for you?
I thought it was wonderful. I liked being able to focus on the music, on the sounds, and allowing myself to have the opportunity to relax. That was, you know, very enjoyable, and it was like a journey. You know, at first I was envisioning a lot of water with the sounds, and then I saw some fish in my mind's eye, and then I saw like more of like of a forest, and then I started seeing some clouds, and it was and then each sound seemed to just take me into another part of the journey within my mind. So, and I was, you know, so it was very relaxing and very light in a sense that that's the discipline of allowing myself at this particular time to relax and just focus on these sounds, and in a pleasant, enjoyable way, and by doing that, create more harmony in myself and be more in tune with love that is within the universe. So that's what I got from it.
Thank you, David. That is the intention, you know, especially at this time, is to help create the space where you can just relax. And sometimes I know these days I'm in my thoughts and what am I going to do next, or what needs to be done, and sometimes it's better to just release it all and allow and to relax more. And you are the nature person, so, or what you expressed at the beginning. I guess I hope we may all be nature people. Yeah.
And thank you very much for allowing me this time.
You're very welcome. Thanks for being here in the field with us. Julia, welcome. Or Nahid, do you want to say something?
When Daniel asked you about having intention prior to start, when you were talking, my jaw, both sides, really a strong, I don't know, pain, you know, in these two parts. And I would just want you, when you were just saying the last words to David, is like something to allow it to something. You said something that is like that was the end of that which I was still experiencing. It's like by saying that, it's completed itself. So I cannot make any meaning out of it, but just something that was experienced.
Thank you. And what I'm getting is to just breathe into that. Just let it be.
You were saying when I was talking or when Henry was talking?
You asked and Henry was talking.
Oh.
Just something I noticed.
And Lie, would you like to share about your experience?
I was just allowing the sounds to flow through me. I was just very aware of my body. I was just thinking about melting, liquefying. So those were the feelings I was experiencing. It's very relaxing. I just felt one with everyone. I feel a lot of appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you. And actually part of it, with one instrument, I was especially connecting with water, with a stringed instrument. And that's what I learned from a teacher I had with this instrument. Is called a monochord, which can also be placed on the body. So you feel the vibrations directly. Yeah. And someone else mentioned water as well.
Do you have an extra speaker connected to your computer or laptop?
Yeah.
No. Because I have experienced your instruments, you know, not through this computer, but just directly. There is a big difference. So I suggest that you may, especially for the sounds, you may need extra speaker to connect it, to make it more profound. It's like you are in the presence of that vibration. You are vibrating with it at the same time. Yeah, there was a difference. Even though I was just laying down here, down the floor by the computer. Thank you.
Thank you, Nahid. And that's somewhat more a microphone. So, and the speakers that people who are listening have, but something to explore. Welcome, June.
Sorry, I missed your beautiful opening, but couldn't make it, so I'm just gonna pull in the good vibes from.
Good. I'm glad you're here. And June also works with healing sound and many other things. So. And Julie, you're welcome to just share something if you like or not. I'm seeing actually that there's no microphone here picture on your, for some reason, on your screen. So you may not be able to speak. You may have tried to. So anyway, thank you very much for being here and joining in. Hope you were able to hear things okay. And I just opened for any other sharings, or so we were, some of us were in Rumi's field yesterday, and now we're in the sound field. So it's kind of interesting. I open to at least how those different fields interconnect. And, perhaps of one feeding the other. Any other sharings before we take a pause or we come to a close?
I'd just like to add to what you said about the rooming. Unfortunately, Monday through Thursday, I can't get to the 8:30 groups because I have clients here, and so luckily on Friday I can. So I really missed, Nahid, your time yesterday. But yes, when I think of Rumi and when I read Rumi and literally let myself twirl with it, it is music, it is sound, it just reverberates throughout my entire body, and it's such a deep connection to soul, to purpose, to the resonance. And so I'm looking forward to possibly trying to change a client and listen to you, Nahid, next week. So, but yeah, your sounds, Henry, are just beautiful. Really appreciate it.
Something I notice is the quietness and the different energy tonight versus last night. We had lots of technical issues that it's really, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes. And it was with the same thing with Julie when I attended on Tuesday night. But it's totally a different energy tonight. So thank you for that. I haven't watched the recording, but I was interested actually to see all of that, because that's not my normal state of being or operating from. It was inconvenient, actually after we were done, the right part of my head, exactly where I put my hand on the top of my ears until this middle, it was hot heat I was experiencing, and a sudden heaviness, and it's like things were moving. It's like there was something in the air last night, which it was like that. But well, I hope that people who were there they had, I'm sure they had the experience that they're supposed to have, as I did.
So I think I'm going to do a little closing. But I open for one or two last sharings, words of wisdom. So I thank you all for joining in, and just want to again say that we are made of music, as many sound healers would say, and just to kind of take that in. And also, one of my inquiries that I've been sharing is, at this time where we're not connected with others and not able to personally be in touch with others, I am exploring this medium as a way to potentially even go deeper into connection than maybe prior to this time of not being able to connect in the physical space level. So thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend. And let me just say again, if you're not connected or have the link with the listing of events or the times, that you can go to goodofthewhole.org and sign up for the weekly digest that gives a sense of what's happening, and just open to tap in. Again, I will be doing the sound connection the next few Fridays, and as the Rumi connection will be happening the next few Thursdays. So please, you're most welcome to come back. And thanks for being here.
Thank you, Henry. It was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Henry.
Thank you, Henry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.